Welcome to another edition of The Angry Lieutenant. And as always, any money that we make from this channel will go to projects such as the Wounded Warrior Project or mental health outreach programs. So today what we're going to talk about is that, in my opinion, the Army is finally moving in the direction that I've been advocating for many years, and that is truly criminalizing sexual assault and prosecuting it in the appropriate manner. And let's start in 3, 2, 1. So the Army has maintained its piss poor 50-year record of preventing and prosecuting sexual assaults. That could be because the Army has chosen to have personnelists dictate the policy and not crime fighters. But that as it may, the RAND Sexual Assault Survey came out a few weeks ago. But with that, it made no recommendation for changes, which was about as useful as a turd on a pulpit. And then, in 2020, the SecDef published the Sexual Harassment Assault Response and Prevention Program, or SHARP program, report, and proved again that words sound very pretty. But out of that report came what I thought was the presumption of the decade. That report, and I quote, stated that the sustained high rate of reporting may be an indicator of increased victim confidence of their chain of command, blah, blah, blah. Now, where I come from in the Army, when something is highly reported, it means that something is highly broken. Now, what none of these reports produce is a metric about what is the absolute zero confidence victims have in the SHARP system as it is currently structured under personnel. But then there was light at the end of the tunnel. And along came this year the DoD Independent Review Commission, or the IRC, which actually put teeth into combating sexual assault for the first time in 50 years. But to me, the IRC recommendations fall just a little bit short of ending rape and sexual assault by not putting it in the correct basket. You see, if something is important, you put someone important in charge of it. And I think rape and prevention is in the wheelhouse of the Provost Marshal, and the SHARP program should belong to them, not to the personnelists. I mean, after all, who do you want handling your sexual assault allegations? This person or this person? The Provost Marshal is the proponent for criminal investigations, full stop, end. I think we would all agree that rape and sexual assault is a crime. So riddle me this, Batman. Why is personnel the proponent for the crime of rape and sexual assault? Well, probably because the DoD doesn't have a place to put it, and it's easier to put it into a box that it doesn't fit than to create a new box. Why is the primary framework for dealing with rape to handle the crime inside the unit where the criminal resides? Well, the IRC recommendations are going to do away with that. Senator Gillibrand stated on the Senate floor, there is simply no unbiased behavior where the commander knows both the victim and the perpetrator. And I would have to tell you, regardless of what you think of Senator Gillibrand, she is absolutely right. Currently, when you're raped, you basically go to someone whose doctrinal proponency is personnel and who is probably operating within the command of the soldier who raped you and the alleged perpetrator. And that person you go to, well, they're handling rape as an additional duty. Who does that? I think I've been raped. Oh, I've got to go down to the motor pool. Let me get you when I get back. Why not go immediately outside the unit to the provost marshal, who has created a special victim section at every installation, along with CID. CID belongs to the provost marshal, which is a section of the provost marshal, and those people are dedicated to assisting victims and alleged perpetrators, because everyone's innocent until proven guilty. I mean, after all, who do you want handling a situation such as this? This person or these people? Now, in all fairness, General Mark Milley, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, said, removing commanders from the prosecution decisions may have an adverse effect on readiness, mission accomplishment, good order and discipline, justice, unit cohesion, trust, and loyalty between commanders and those they lead. But what I hear General Milley saying is, a captain or a major or lieutenant colonel or colonel with a degree in history or speech communication or food preparation photography is better qualified than a trained judicial system to prosecute sex crimes and make legal decisions concerning the prosecution of rape. General Milley forgets that he relinquished command and he dodged a bullet just before the body of Vanessa Gillian was discovered on Fort Hood. The circumstances leading up to Vanessa Gillian's rape and murder occurred under General Milley's watch. And Major General Eflin, who stood in for him after he left, was the fall guy. Little side note. So what is the reason that commanders would want to keep the right of prosecution within their commands? And I truly need help understanding this. Could it be one, that they want the power to protect the soldiers that they see fit to protect? Could it be two, that they want to keep a spotless track record while they're in command? That no sexual assault showed up on their ledger while they were in command? Are they themselves involved in the sexual assault, either kinetically or by omission of sworn duty to protect America's sons and daughters? Do they want to have complete and total power over all they pervade? So is it ego? I don't know, because I think the average soldier, the average leader, really could care less who prosecutes a sexual assault or a rape, as long as it is done thoroughly, completely, fairly, without bias, and quickly. I can tell you, as a commander, up through the brigade level, I felt as though I was punching above my weight level whenever I was doing an Article 15 or 15-6 action, because I wanted to get it right. And I wanted to commit the necessary time to the sacred trust I was given. But too often it's easy to forget that while we're running from commanders meetings to maintenance meetings to FTXs, we are dealing with multiple people's lives and the dominoes that are going to fall throughout their lives based on the quick decisions that you have to make. And too often I had a JAG attempting to tutor me through the process. So why not just have the provost marshal and the JAG, who doesn't know the victim or the perpetrator, conduct an unbiased investigation and possible prosecution with the assistance of the commander? Keep in mind, just because a commander is no longer in the prosecutorial chain of custody doesn't mean that they won't be able to speak out on behalf of the victims or the accused. Now, as promised in part 1, how can I link fraternization to the prevention of rape and assault? Well, it's kind of like this. I'll bring it together real quick. If we were to modify the fraternization rules within the military, if you have a soldier in a unit that is now allowed to date another soldier in the next battalion over, trust me, the dirtbags that would normally be raping or assaulting or treating that soldier unfairly would not do so if they knew that that person's relationship was one battalion over and that they had overhead cover. Now, I'm not talking about that person from one battalion over coming over and trying to manipulate whatever's going on with that soldier. Because then we have an unfair leveraging within the command system. But what is not an unfair leveraging of the command system is when that person who has a relationship with this person over here is able to at least do overhead cover for that person. Now, does that seem crazy? Yeah, it does seem crazy. Does it seem stupid? Maybe it seems stupid. But I'll tell you what, 50 years of doing this, it hasn't worked so far. It is time to break it and fix it again. I believe by this time next year, we will have a complete different system of managing allegations of sexual assault, rape, and how they're convicted. This has been the Angry Lieutenant. Have a great day.